I mean, it's a nice fragrance and all, but it's nothing groundbreaking. It's time for me to fragrant in my Miami kitchen. Today I need to rant about something that I hear quite often when people describe fragrances, especially ones that are newer releases in the designer world. That was a major run-on sentence. And this is not to say that I haven't been guilty of this exact same thing, so I guess I'm calling myself out in addition to others. It's fairly difficult to describe a smell to someone via video. We haven't really developed smell-o-vision yet, so there does present some challenges when you're trying to tell someone how something smells. Designer fragrances like Jimmy Choo, Versace, Yves Saint Laurent, there's a lot of fragrances out there and even more flankers. And within that sheer quantity, there is some overlap. Some fragrances smell like other fragrances. And a lot of people will describe a fragrance by saying, oh, it smells kind of like this. It gives me a Dior Sauvage vibe. Now personally, I don't have a problem comparing fragrance A to fragrance B because in a lot of cases, when I do compare fragrances, I make sure to compare it to something that most of us have probably smelt, or at least can go smell at the store. Because a fragrance is similar to another fragrance, that shouldn't necessarily make it a bad fragrance. I don't think you should bash a fragrance because it isn't anything groundbreaking. As we all know, we get fragrances for different reasons. I love creative fragrances, I love unusual fragrances, but that shouldn't discredit the designer releases that you may or may not think smell like something else. Now don't get me wrong, if there is a fragrance that is straight up ripping off another fragrance and it's in borderline cologne territory, I get it. But then what can happen is you can start being a bit lazy with how you review something. And when you smell it, you get a first impression of another fragrance. Guess what? Now you have a confirmation bias. Now you're not going to be able to get that other fragrance out of your head and you won't be able to assess this other fragrance more objectively. Personally, I like to judge each fragrance as an individual. If I do notice some parallels, I'll try my best not to let myself get biased. If you're someone who has collected fragrances for a while and all you want is unique fragrances that are completely 100% different from everything else you have, that's your prerogative. But I think we can all do a better job at embracing the seemingly basic fragrances that maybe aren't that groundbreaking, but still pretty good. And that's my opinion. Hopefully you got all that. It was a bit discombobulated. Let me know, Royal fam, is there a fragrance out there that you feel gets a bad rap for being too much like another fragrance, but really is its own thing, and you love that? Let me know. My opinion, you can get your own. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently in Miami in rehearsals for my cruise ship contract, which is why I don't have my cool dresser behind me or my little climbing dudes on the wall. And there's some more videos here if you want to watch those after this.